Okay, let's dive right in with a pretty wild question. In this age of AI, could an algorithm actually be a better dermatologist for you than, well, a person? Let's figure it out. You know the feeling, right? You're just standing there staring at this giant wall of products, hundreds of bottles all screaming that they're the miracle you've been looking for. It's just completely overwhelming. It feels like you're trying to solve a puzzle with way too many pieces and no real answers for your skin.
But what if you had a guide? Like a personal detective who could just cut through all of that noise for you. Well, that's basically the promise of AI in skincare. So let's break down how this digital detective actually works.
At its heart, the whole process is actually pretty simple. You snap a selfie, and this super powerful algorithm instantly compares it to a huge database of faces. It pinpoints exactly what's going on with your skin. We're talking everything from texture to fine lines.
And the scale here is what just blows my mind. To get this smart, these AI platforms are trained on these enormous datasets. We're talking over 3 million images. That's how they learn to spot such a massive variety of skin types and issues.
And it's not just about how many photos it's seen. Get this, from a single selfie, the AI can check out over 150 different data points on your face. That's an incredibly deep dive, a really detailed analysis that happens in, like, seconds.
Okay, but powerful is one thing. Is it accurate? I mean, how well does it actually work? Well, the numbers are pretty compelling. Some of the top platforms are reporting accuracy rates of around 86%. That is a seriously impressive number for an automated system.
So this analysis opens up the whole world of custom blended skincare. And right now, there are kind of two main ways companies are doing it. On one side, you've got services like Curology. They actually connect you with a real medical provider to get a prescription strength formula. Then on the other side, you have brands like Proven, which use a super detailed quiz about your life and your environment to create a whole system just for you.
A photo, right? It shows what your skin looks like today. But what if you could look even deeper? I mean, what if you could look into your own genetic blueprint to predict what your skin will need years from now? Well, that's where DNA testing comes in. And here's why that's such a potential game changer. Studies on twins have shown that a whopping 60% of how our skin ages is just locked into our genes. The other 40%, that's your lifestyle and environment. So these DNA tests, they're focused on that huge genetic piece of the puzzle.
And if you're thinking this sounds really complicated, it's actually surprisingly easy. It's as simple as a cheek swab that you mail off to a lab. Then, a few weeks later, you get this report that can tell you if you're genetically prone to stuff like collagen breakdown and what ingredients will actually work best with your DNA.
Okay, this all sounds absolutely incredible, I know. But before we all run off and upload our selfies, we've got to take a step back and have a serious reality check. It's time to talk about the very real limits of this technology.
So first, this tech is not foolproof. The quality of your photo is everything. A weird shadow from bad lighting could be mistaken for hyperpigmentation, and boom, the whole analysis is thrown off. Second, and this is so important, an app is not a doctor. It's a supportive tool, not a diagnosis. And finally, the AI is only as smart as the pictures it was trained on. Its knowledge is literally limited to what it's already seen.
This quote from a group of dermatology experts just sums it up perfectly. AI is here to enhance care, to be a helpful assistant. It just can't replace the years of training, the clinical judgment, and, the hands-on expertise of a human doctor who can actually see and feel your skin.
So beyond the tech itself, there are two really practical things we have to think about: the cost to your wallet and the potential cost to your privacy.
Yeah, personalization isn't cheap. A custom formula can easily cost you 3 times as much as a standard product you just grab off the shelf. Now, whether that extra cost is worth it, well, that really depends on how much you've struggled in the past to find something that actually works for you.
But there's another cost that has nothing to do with money. It's about your personal data, and it brings up a pretty blunt and really important question. When you upload that photo, who actually owns your face?
Before you use any of these apps, you have to read the privacy policy. You need to find the answers to these key questions. I mean, your face, your biometric data, it's incredibly personal. You just need to know exactly how it's being protected. So, with all these amazing possibilities on one hand and some serious things to consider on the other, how do we actually use these tools wisely? How do we get all the benefits without falling into the traps?
All right, so if you're going to try it, here is a simple 5-step guide to get the best possible results. 1. Always use good, natural light and start with a clean face. 2. Don't just trust one app. It's smart to compare a few. 3. When you do find products you want to try, introduce them slowly, one at a time. And finally, track your progress. See what's actually working for you.
You know, when it comes right down to it, this isn't really about machines versus humans. The smartest approach is probably a partnership, using the incredible data you can get from high-tech analysis and combining it with the wisdom and care of high-touch human expertise.
So here's the bottom line. The one thing to take away from all of this: AI is a genuinely powerful tool. It can absolutely help you cut through the confusion and make smarter, more personal choices. But it is not, and it shouldn't be, a replacement for a professional.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Now that you have all this information, you're the one in control. So the real question is for you to answer. Is your skin ready for a high-tech partner?